Do a little respiratory physiology. These are, again, the alveoli. What is the point of alveoli? It's microscopic sacs in the lungs that allow for gas exchange. What do I have that's wrapping around it? I have capillaries. And we said diffusion. What is diffusion? It's the movement of air or fluid as some kind of liquid from one area to another area. So we have to cross barriers, right? So diffusion depends on change in pressure times surface area times solubility over thickness times square root of molecular weight. What do we say were the most important variables that I'm going to play around with for class? Well, diffusion of oxygen depends on the pressure difference, right? So I can give you an O2 mask. What about SA, surface area? Well, that could be a destruction of an emphysema. What about barrier thickness? Well, we could have increase what they call pleural effusion or water on the lung, pulmonary edema, anything that you want to do to increase the thickness in the lungs. Let's say pulmonary edema. It could be from cardiovascular problems like congestive heart failure, right? And that would affect diffusion a certain way. Review that we did earlier is probably the best thing to take a look at when you guys get a chance. So back to the nitty gritty. Here we go, movement. How do we get oxygen into and out of the lungs? Well, the lungs are a container, and how I remember it is I think of some of the old school cartoons. They have this accordion looking thing, and I already know what it is, but I want to see if you guys can guess what it is. And what it does is it blows air onto the fire, right, to help stoke the flames and increase the fire by blowing air and oxygen onto the fire. What is this thing called? It's called bellow, right? And the job of a bellow, too many W's in that. The job of a bellow is to suck air in and push air out. Same thing as the lungs. So moving air into the bellow, would you close it off or open it up? You'd actually open up the bellow more to suck air in. What happens if you want to get rid of the air? You squeeze it down to remove air from the bellow.